beautiful viewers, this is Smitten, and welcome to episode 34 of How to Fail at Smite. Today we're looking at the newly released Mayan God of Rain, Chaac Chaac in solo lane. Now for a quick rundown of his abilities that Soapbox is making me do. Landing 5 basic attacks fills his passive, allowing him to use an ability at no cost. His first ability throws his axe and that sticks around for 5 seconds after landing, or until an ability is used. His 2 is an AoE damage ability that gains 5 stacks of protections for each enemy hit. If his axe is in the ground, he teleports to the axe's location, dealing 50% of the damage to whatever he passes through and 100% to whoever's in the radius of the axe. His 3 is a super heal over time that also applies a slow and attack speed debuff to any enemies caught within 20 whatever units of measurement Smite happens to use. Lastly, his ultimate is a big AoE silence bomb that deals some damage and silences all enemies around him, all while copying Ares' ultimate animation. Unlike Ares though, he's immune to all damage and CC while using his ultimate. Coming to lane, I discovered that out of all the possibilities on the enemy team, I would be facing Tyr in solo lane. I also come to discover that he's kicking my ass and my 2 does balls for damage. Popping my health potion, I retreat back down the lane to the relative safety behind my archer minions, and finally get to level my 3. Luckily, this heal is a little beastly and I won't be needing to back anytime soon. Even though my heal is beastly, it only helps me get back to half, and Tyr already showed me how he can clear through my health reserves in no time. Content to play the coward, I'll satisfy myself with chucking axes from afar while waiting for cooldowns. Manly indeed. After Tyr clears the last of the wave, a new one approaches and I get some courage and step forward chucking another axe. I'd like to return to timidly pacing, but Tyr comes charging through the minion wave with the hand of the gods, and suddenly I don't feel so testosterone infused and decide to cower under the tower some more. I show him I also have Hand of the Gods and come to the realization that he's taking control of this lane away from me. In solo lane, the first few waves help to establish who has dominance of the lane, and to the aggressive player goes the spoils if they can capitalize on the opportunities their aggression creates. So far, this tier has succeeded only in forcing me under the tower, reducing the amount of gold I'm getting, but he hasn't been able to seal the deal or force me to back, so this solo lane is still relatively even. While it may be even, retreats like this don't help my cause, as Tyr is still able to clear minion waves that I decide to back off of, even when I'm not being threatened. And that's the power of aggression. You can force people out of situations that can help catch them up just by positioning yourself somewhere that makes them feel uncomfortable. Here I am, still trying to clear this minion wave when Tyr goes for his knockup chain, pushing me back down the lane. He just hit level 5 and I discovered that upon returning to what I thought to be the safety of my tower. Okay, now he definitely has the advantage. Chapter 1, Out in the Open. Okay, so apparently Tyr is pretty boss, but I just finished Mystical Mark and I'm ready to teach him the horrors of rain. Mistiming my abilities doesn't mean that I can't drizzle on your forehead. Ha! Wish you wore a helmet now, don't you? Apparently a little rain isn't anything to inspire fear nor to handle dudes, and we're back to trading blows before I get the wise idea to ask him how my ult tastes. Silence and help it. Hey! Oh damn, he's Tyr. Stupid passive. Apparently I don't get to keep him silenced, but that'll still show him that I'm a force in this lane. And wow, his heal is just as good as mine. Well, it looks like now the kill potential in this lane just dropped dramatically. It's kind of starting to feel like a WWE match where grown men oil up and rub their hands on each other for 20 minutes in front of a cheering crowd of Oklahomans. And Tyr shows why he's in the skirt as he runs away, but I'm not done manning off with him. And even with the knockup combo and a tower shot can't scare me away, but minions are terrifying. And as they approach, I correctly decide to back off the tower. In the center of the lane, it's time for the 2 of us to heal up a bit and slap some minions around, as that's the standard fare of a gentleman's solo lane. When Tyr starts backing away, I get a little confused, but move forward to beat down some archers, until I notice he's busting his ult. Turning around, I'm not surprised to see the opposing Chaac has joined him, and AO has taken the time to inform me that the guy that came to gank his lane was heading for mine. In retrospect, I really should have used my 2 to teleport to my axe, and then used my 3. Hindsight may be 20/20, but my enemies aren't. Missing basic attacks doesn't last forever though, and I hog the minion wave before they can take me down, so I don't completely pay for my bad positioning. Chapter 2, Buying a Console. Skipping 4 minutes into the future because this is a solo lane video. Tyr ran off into the jungle, so I moved to pursue before noticing that Baka was in trouble. With a bit of magic, map awareness, I landed a hit on Sun Wukong and teleported past him because I was looking at the mini-map. It's an amazing tool. You should use it so you can look like a pro. Shortly after his pointless arrival, Sun Wukong departs for greener pastures, and I'm starting to wonder who the hell is their jungler, as most of their team can either solo lane or jungle just fine. Tyr learns that fisting some gods works wonders, while on Chaac, it's more like keying your ex's car rather than burning their house down like they deserve. In fact, solo lane between 2 bruisers feels about as fruitful as buying an Apple product, or trying to play a game on a console, or having your thumbs removed. The last option would at least get you disability, so it serves some purpose, but I digress. I noticed that Tyr is really low. Does it matter? Can I get the kill? No, cause sustain or whatever. There was also a reason that Bruce Lee beat Chuck Norris, and that's because Chuck Norris can't deal damage like Bruce Lee could, and this fight just can't get sealed without some outside intervention. I go back to clearing the wave when I notice Tyr's backing and move to try to put a stop to it, and he cancels his attempt. Once he switched stances and triggered his ult, it became obvious that we weren't alone. I accidentally teleport back under their tower, and with few options left, I charge the baddies and check out the shop tab. Like a man? Chapter 3, Overeager. Party in mid lane. Having cleared the wave, I saw mid was suffering from the mother of all rotations and could use my help. Emir falls before I can make my daring entrance to the battle, but nonetheless, here I am. Instead of updating myself on my team's position, I needlessly charge in ultimate first, silencing my opponents with my allies half a lane away and isolating myself on the wrong side of town. Bad plans lead to stupid deaths. Chapter 4, where's my Wallz at? Back in solo lane, my Baka is going for the opponent's blue buff, and Tyr knows what's up, so it's definitely warded. However, Tyr couldn't handle the Butcher's Blades, and he retreats to his tower. Unable to seal the deal, I turn to find suddenly everyone! How in the 7 hells is Emir here? Nice freeze though. Unfortunately, that freeze wasn't followed by a wall, and the appearance of the opposing Chaac doesn't distract from the flood of enemies starting to rise around us. We're in trouble, and I do my best to silence our opponents to give us the time we need to make an escape, but it's a lost cause, and Baka and I fall due to our bold overextension. Oh, now there's time for a wall? Chapter 5, 3v1. You wouldn't believe it from this starting point, but I was actually attacking their tower when Poseidon decided to port over, and Thanatos decided to join him. Thanatos doesn't really feel all that threatening, as I'm doing just fine taking the damage and dishing it back, but of course Tyr has to port in as well. 2 versus 1? No problem. I don't have the ability to secure a kill, but I do scare them off. But Tyr's ready to prove himself a pain to deal with. While I could have mistaken his partners for Girl Scouts, Tyr apparently even lifts. That cunning use of my teleport allows me to put some distance between Tyr and I as I peace out into the jungle. I'm gonna go hide next to the Fire Giant, a maneuver that has saved me many times from many assailants, but damn it, I have Mystical Mark! Scratch that plan, I'm an idiot! I didn't mean to aggro you, you stupid world boss! Maybe this isn't as big a mistake as it should be. I might still be able to make it to mid. Wow, who'd have thought his entire team would show up uninvited again? Chapter 6, Defender, shut up! Porting into a losing engagement might not be the best idea for squishies, but for Chuck Norris, it's almost pointless. Al Kwong takes the time to annoy us and inform us that right lane needs defense in his stupid voice. How about I defend mid lane with my ult? Okay, that failed. How about I run away strategically and heal up? There's no saving Ymir from that one, and after that crazy late wall, I don't think I wanted to anyways. But what about myself? Great, can't even worry about that yet. Gotta go save this Phoenix. Maybe if Al Kwong spent less time dying and groaning orders and more time being a boss, this wouldn't happen. Another astute observation from the Peanut Gallery. We definitely don't have this. 14k behind, 10 to 30 at 21 minutes? So you're saying there's a chance? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I can't even clear minions in peace. Chapter 7, MLG Pro Stun. Defending the middle Phoenix is all about waiting for opportunities like this one. Perhaps I shouldn't take advantage of them by using my silence bomb on 2 people, one dead guy and another who can be CC'd for 1 second. I mean, look at all the targets I could hit now. I make up for it though by fisting Tyr out of his dash and blow his head off in front of Poseidon. You see that? That's you and hacks! Had to be cheating. Chapter 8, Paying Attention. Great, Emir's lagging out at the beginning of a team fight, but luckily Poseidon can even hit a robot running shoulder first into a wall. I, however, can teleport through a gaggle of enemies and completely waste my ultimate on just Poseidon. To be clear, that teleport was yet again me forgetting that I threw my axe, and the opposing team was unfortunately paying attention. Attempting to make my way into the jungle just wasn't in the cards. After that last death, I got to watch a respawn timer while the enemy team cleaned up. No bother. A good game to my allies and a good game and well played to the enemy team. Their superior teamwork and wonky composition carried the day. There was never a moment when one of their players were in trouble that at least one of their teammates wasn't there to support them. As for Al Kwong's voice pack, can we please make him a mute? Chaac is a decent solo laner if he isn't up against Tyr. He has to be a hard counter to Chaac. Tyr outdamages him one-on-one, can't out-heal him in the presence of lots of bodies to hit, and his passive means that there's 3-second silence on Chaac's ultimate is just a 1-second quiet time, as you have seen here. Chaac is alright, he feels pretty mediocre to my refined palate, and his only real use seems to be a walking silence bomb, but who knows what the patches would be like on him. For Chaac's skill priorities, I recommend 1, 2, 3, 4. His wand, the Thunderstrike, aka Axe Toss, is a great source of poke for Chaac, so that definitely needs some loving. You can also choose to level your 3 to heal earlier if you're finding yourself getting demolished. I wouldn't suggest leveling his ultimate unless you're good at using it on top of your axe. Without the axe, at max level it deals 350 damage plus 100% of his physical power. With the axe it deals that and additional 150 bonus damage plus 20% of your physical power for 500 damage and some change. Otherwise, the duration of the silence, damage, and CC immunity all stay exactly the same, so feel free to get your damage elsewhere. On his build, this can go of course one of two ways, solo or jungle. This is a solo guide, but jungle just replaces the first item with Bumba's Mask. For his first item in solo lane, you're going to want to rush for Mystical Mark. Chaac's early clear isn't that great, and this item will really benefit you, and against most solo lane gods, this makes him nearly unkillable. Follow Mystical Mark with Warrior's Tabi, because Pin is just too good. Next up is Jotunn's Wrath for the penetration, physical power, and most importantly cooldown reduction. Seeing as you go Mystical Mark first, you can safely grab this third. After Jotunn's, it's time to pick up Focus Voidblade. After that, your core build is done, and now you can look to build more damage with Deathbringer and Titan's Bane, or Sais and Deathbringer. If you plan on going Sais though, I'd pick that up right after Jotunn's Wrath, or just 2 protection items, whatever your opposing team calls for. And so concludes the guide on Chaac. If we tickled your fancy, make sure to rate and subscribe for upcoming videos. You should also come hang out with us on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure to follow us on Twitch to catch me streaming live. We also have a TeamSpeak 3 server for the Gank First Gaming community. Links in the description. Leave your suggestions on how to play this god, as well as any feedback you have for us in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, I'm Smitten, and I'll see you next time.